We have more stupid things to make fun of, people. Or is it stupid people? Or both? Who the hell knows at this point? I went to dig this up on Slate, and Slate has this weird series at the moment of the midterms are about or not about insert reason X. And they all have different authors. I don't know why, it's clickbait shite as well. One of them, I swear, was Macho BS. Who the fuck are you writing this for? But anyway, this one is titled, The Midterms Are About Whether Clown Candidates Will Cost the GOP. Whereas the Democrats have retards with clown policies. No, seriously, look at the Democrats right now. I think it was Tucker who said, in your life, mental faculties naturally slow down as you age. But with the Democrats right now, this seems to be in reverse. You have Biden, who literally cannot talk by himself without the aides translating what he really meant to say to the press. You have Harris, who goes through speech writers faster than lesbians go through batteries. And even then, she still says the same 5 bloody words in a single paragraph. And then you have AOC, who eats paste. But democracy or some stupid shit. In 2016, most political experts believe that Donald Trump could not possibly win the presidency because scientific public opinion polls showed that a majority of the American population considered him to be a mendacious sideshow of a human. Wow. I think just from this paragraph alone, I can explain about 90% of the reason why the Democrats are in this losing position and why they're so stuck on stupid. The American population did not consider him to be this mendacious sideshow of a loser. You idiots tried to paint him as that every waking moment since he walked down that golden escalator. You created this toxic narrative around the man, and as such, you made him a social pariah not to be spoken about. Couple that with the fact that Republicans tend to be less prone to tell you who they're gonna vote for, and you stupid morons decided to believe your scientific skewed public polls, even though he was by miles the fan favorite post every Republican primary debate, and was drawing crushing rally sizes. But no, you chose to ignore all of that. And you fucking idiots are doing the same thing now. Now you lot in the mainstream media are being ignored by the very politicians you're carrying water for, even when you push polling concerns in their faces. It's funny as hell when you lie constantly and then you need to tell the truth for once and the people you lied for don't believe you. But it turned out that it's possible, in fact, to win a national US election with such a reputation because significant minorities of the public, either one, those are the voting ones by the way, either one, assume that anyone who is so widely despised by elites must be on their side because they're pissing off the right people. For once, that is true. Or two, care so little for the Democratic Party that they will still vote for a Republican, even if they are fully and terrifyingly aware, it's not exactly a terrifyingly aware one, but okay, that the Republican in question is Donald Trump. Trump swept into office on this coalition of hell yes and fine, whatever. Yes, because he spoke about issues that actually concern people. Believe it or not, you retards who constantly scream about democracy being in peril, you tend to get more votes if you focus on the issues you poll people about, as opposed to my vagina deserves to have a spot in the history books and not because my husband will literally fuck anyone's but mine. Having been taught a memorable lesson in 2016, many political experts, as well as many normal people, then assumed in 2020 that Donald Trump could not possibly lose an election to Joe Biden, despite his reputation, if anything, gotten worse over the course of his term. Yes, and it wasn't at all because you did some shady-ass shit. Meanwhile, Trump got more votes than any other incumbent ever, and the current one now, the so-called most popular president ever, is less popular than AIDS on the 4th of July. The process, perhaps, reached its apex in his making the suggestion on live national television that scientists look into developing methods of flooding the body with bleach in order to kill potential coof viruses therein. Fake news, by the way, that's not what he said, but never mind. But let's say he did, alright? You Democrats call these people a basket of deplorables, fascist, Nazi, racist, a threat to democracy, all of that stupid shite, and you think he told them to drink bleach and retard themselves out of existence like some TikTok challenge gone horribly wrong, you would be against this. Why? But it turned out that it is still, in fact, possible to lose an election in the United States in spite of MAGA support, etc., etc. I'm not going to read that shite. 2022 presents a more robust series of tests that will deepen our understanding of when exactly it's possible to be too much of a known bozo, loosely defined as someone who behaves erratically in their personal life and or espouses a serious belief in conspiracy theory claims at the general public considers ludicrous. And here I thought I was the only one taking shots at Hillary Clinton. In what is otherwise set up to be a wave election for the GOP, with candidates ranging from stolen election zealots like Carrie Lake and Doug Mastriano running in Arizona and Pennsylvania to unreliable narcissists like Herschel Walker and Mehmet Oz. Okay, what the hell makes them narcissistic, by the way? I've seen this said several times now. Still waiting on any example of this, by the way. Running in Georgia and, Pennsylvania. Note to self, avoid entering Pennsylvania. In the race for the House, there is Ohio candidate J.R. Majewski, who wore a QAnon shirt on national television, painted Donald Trump's face on his lawn, that's a pretty good troll, by the way, and appears to have lied about aspects of his record as a nuclear power executive and Afghanistan veteran, in that he does not appear to have ever been a nuclear power executive or deployed to Afghanistan. First off, Hillary Clinton has claimed election shenanigans in every single Republican win since Bush beat Gore in 2000. She is the queen of election theft, the wicked wench of the wastelands. Already said the Republicans have a plan to steal 2024. She is a narcissistic fucking lunatic. And secondly, considering the guy who thinks he is in charge now lies regularly about what he's gotten past, the state of the economy, his popularity, the popularity of his policies, whilst also denying the polls. I don't quite know how that one works. His academic performances, even where he went to college, about marching in the civil rights movement, his so-called, Puerto Rico upbringing, having met with the dude who invented insulin, even though he died before Biden was even born, and even where and what his own family members have died from. The amount of salt I would have to ingest to believe you would be potent enough to put down a damn rhino or Cenk Uygur. All these races are either toss-ups or likely losses for the GOP in a year in which generic Chamber of Commerce Republicans with generic accountant faces and names like, to take just one example, Mike DeWine, are expected to coast to double-digit victories. For that, you can probably blame a Republican primary electorate increasingly attuned to the national concerns and storylines that preoccupy right-wing news sources. Yes, otherwise known as the concern of the people. These MAGA diehards and their preferred outlets run any race that reaches a certain level of public attention into a referendum on fidelity to Trump dogma regarding subjects like the 2020 election. Fidelity that, in a perverse twist, can be proven not just by repeating certain talking points, but by being obnoxious and full of it on a personal basis. Really? Because I seem to recall post-2016, this thing went around and whined to any damn creature within an earshot that it was Russia that was responsible for her losing the election, even though she was a deeply flawed, unlikable candidate who many people to this day still consider some psychotic narcissist. You literally had the FBI spend $40 million investigating a sitting president using a fake dossier the FBI knew was a forgery, also destroying their credibility in the process. Whereas I have noticed, with the Republicans in 2020, they can show, hey, you asshole, I was talking. Anyway. Oh, you Okay, I'm not gonna get a word in here edgewise, am I? Bunch of pricks. Thus has this midterm cycle, which might have otherwise been a smooth Republican route, become a test in many places of what more strongly motivates swing voters in the middle of the electorate, an aversion to extremist weirdos or annoyance about the surging prices of toilet paper. Ah, democracy, the noble experiment. And there it is, the disgusting elitism underneath the mask. Yes, how dare the peasants, who you're supposed to represent, voice their opinion, as if they aren't greeted with a tutting of, why don't you care more about the things that we really, really rich people care about? You peasants and your petty fiscal concerns, don't you care about our democracy? No, they don't. And why the hell would they? You've brought the country to its knees and made everything worse, so no, fuck you and fuck democracy.